guys. First, on this time, we're going to speak about the big picture of product success and how to keep yourself motivated. Next week, we're going to speak about the product research and how to gain competitive advantage. Then we're going to speak about images copy and how to make people buy your product, how to sell without selling. Then we're going to speak about keyword strategy, then about product launch, how to understand, evaluate my product situation and next actions, and how to optimize your product listing like a pro. And on the last week, we're going to speak about how to rank your products on Amazon on 2020. All right. So a little bit about me. I'm 37 years old. I started selling on 2014, selling on 8 marketplaces right now. Actually, we closed eBay, we closed Wish.com, we closed Walmart because we just didn't have the capacity and people who could go deep and handle these places, and it just took so much effort. We're selling mainly food, toys for kids. Moved to Philippines 2016. Have around 38 employees in the Philippines, and everybody works remotely. So that's why I came here to meet my people, and now I'm stuck. It's been a difficult road. So anyway, this training is meant for Amazon sellers and people who are starting on selling on Amazon. I want to speak about like different thinking patterns and how should you think and approach this market and the space, because Amazon is an amazing place. Imagine you can sell one product for hundreds of thousands, like with a snap, next to big companies. And so the whole point of this training is to just, since we're on quarantine, I want to speak about how to boost your business, how to increase your sales, and how to explain these core principles of Amazon business, right? And so basically the whole point is to get you unstuck and going to the right direction. If you're selling on Amazon, if you have a product, if you don't have a product, still to get you unstuck and going to the right direction, because I still believe that Amazon is amazing business opportunity. It has its own goods and bads, but come on, tell me another opportunity where you can earn like 100K in a year. A month. I don't know. So anyway, what we don't discuss in this training is seller central issues, certification issues, legal tax issues, trademarks, FTM, customer service. So there's some things I don't want to discuss because I want to focus on sales. I want to focus on how to improve sales. I want to focus on how to get you and how to help you to start with Amazon and how to improve sales, right? So that's the whole goal for this particular training. So now today we're going to cover this big picture of product success and how to keep yourself motivated. So the big picture of products and work life cycle. First of all, if you don't have a good mindset, you cannot succeed on Amazon, right? Then we find and ship a product. Then you have a preparation stage. The point here is that I want to explain you guys the big picture first. So if you understand the big picture of Amazon success, then it's easier for you to understand what's going on. And we're going to go and dive into the details today and also next week. When your product listing is active on Amazon, we call this preparation stage. Next stage, we're going to launch the product, right? We're going to make the product launch. Then we're going to optimize, and then you're going to rank the product, and that's about the workflow. So let's speak about the whole thing here. Let's start with the mindset. And actually, it's funny thing that your success is 80 to 90% about your mindset. So I would like to touch this mindset in the first training here, because it's so important. There's a few questions that I would like you to ask for you in order for you to know, will you succeed on Amazon or will you not succeed on Amazon, right? And the first question is, are you trying things or are you all in no matter what? I remember when my business partner, Tony, asked me like, okay, let's try this Amazon business of 2014. And, he asked me like, so are we going to do it or not? And I said like, okay, my life was so painful. I said, oh, sure, let's go all in. And so if you're really just trying this Amazon, it might not work out because you need to go deep. You really need to strive, right? The second question, are you taking responsibility of your life? Because most of the people, if you blame your circumstances, your situation, you cannot do for this or that, then it doesn't work out, right? Third one is, do you know why you're stretching? Are you hungry and do you have a goal? Some people ask me like, so why did you go through this mud and all this pain with this Amazon business, right? And I just told them like, so, my life was so painful to continue. I just had to do something new, right? And so that's why, like asking you, like, if you want to succeed in something, are you hungry and do you have goals? And do you know why you're stretching? My goal was to work from the laptop wherever I live. That's it, right? And do you know where you will be in 5 years, 1 year, in 3 months? And do you train your mind constantly? Are you doing written planning weekly, daily, so you're heading to the right direction? These are all good questions for your mindset. So if you don't train your mind and if you're not hungry, then you probably won't succeed. So the next thing, let's speak about product development. There's a few questions when you are developing your product. There's a few good questions. When you developed your product, did you calculate your numbers? Do you know the first thing we did with first product? We spent $10,000 on the product. And then when we started to ship the product, what happened was that shipping price, we didn't count the shipping price into our costs. So it turned out that we cannot make profit with this product anymore. So we just spent $10,000 on a product and didn't calculate our shipping costs. So, I mean, how stupid is that? Nowadays, you need to know even more. So do you calculate how much you can spend on marketing before you break even? You know, when I was selling iPhone watch bands, I was in the first page, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. And, you know, there was one point where I was spent so much money on marketing to get to the first page, I was already in loss. If you don't know how much you can spend before you go to break even, you need to do that. Otherwise, it might be that you're spending and dumping money and time on your product. And what happens? Well, you know what? You're still dumping money. You cannot end your journey with this product. Did you do the market research to release supreme product? Do you know your quality issues they might have to eliminate those? Instructional usability issues to release new, better version. You know, when you're looking for a product to sell, you always want to sell a new version of something. And for this, we just need to dive into the competitors' reviews and simply read them, right? And then you can find out people are complaining about this issue, that issue, instructional issue. And you know what? Every issue products have on the marketplace, it's your competitive advantage. If you can fix these issues by looking at product reviews, you know what? You can release new, better version of this product. Really simple, right? And so next questions. Do you know exactly who is buying your product, why they are buying, and what are they comparing before making a choice, which one to buy? So basically, when you are finding the product to sell on Amazon, you need to answer these questions. Can you fix issues? Can you fix problems that the current market has with this product? And also, you need to know who is buying, why they are buying, and what they actually care about. Because if you release the same, sorry for the word, shit that's already on the market, you know what? You're not going to make sales. All right. Listing preparation, stage number 3 in this particular training. So by listing preparation, we are going to speak about when you already have a product on Amazon, right? So you need to prepare your listing. So it means you need to create images, bullets. So a few questions for you. You can check those questions off, yes or no, if you have a product already. But anyway, these are the questions that I'm asking from my employees when they are creating listings. And by the way, preparation stage end result is listing is active and you have at least 5 reviews. So this is the first stage when you get listing active. Your goal is to get 5 reviews. All right. So now, are you able to explain to me in 30 seconds why should I buy your product instead of competitors' products on the market? If you're not able to explain me in 30 seconds why I should buy your product, you know what? You don't have a good product. Well, at least that's my opinion. But basically, the lifespan of the attention of the customer is really short. It's actually so much shorter than 30 seconds. So you need to explain to the customer actually in 5 seconds why your product is better. Think about that. So the next thing, do you have a well-done keyword research and did you index your keyword phrases? You know, it amazes me, you know, that people think that Amazon is a store. You know what? Amazon is not a store. Amazon is a search engine. You know what happens? People go into the Amazon and type in the keyword and then they find products on the first page, right? It's amazing how many people are actually not doing the keyword research. So every keyword you put on the listing is like a sales channel. It's like a door in your apartment where people can come in and give you money, right? If you don't put good keywords into the listing, well, you know what? People are not able to come in and give you money. Question number 3. By the way, if you have a product on Amazon, you can check or not check. But these are the good questions you need to ask from yourself. Does your main image stands out or is in contrast from the crowd? You know what? When we are creating main images or products, we literally make a screenshot of the first page and then we put our product next to the top 5. And then I'm asking like, so are we standing out? Are we in contrast? Are we doing something like that drives attention? You know, for one product, it was like some tent for the kids. I just turned the tent upside down in a picture. It was freaky. I mean, why? The normal tent is upside down and we got more clicks. All right. Does your main image and headline tells to the customer why your product is better than competitors? That's a really good question. And, you know, you need to ask yourself. Let me give you an example. So when I was selling honey from one Estonian company on Amazon, then as soon I put the kilo price to the headline, my conversions and clicks and sessions become better. Because why? I realized that people are actually validating and comparing products on the main page based on that particular feature. How much honey you get for kilo. The kilo price was expanded. So think about this. If you have these features on your product that are important, then you need to put them to the headline so people can compare your product on first page, right? Okay, next question. Does the second image and first bullet tell a customer why your product is better than others? Again, the same thing, right? But you know what? After people enter your listing, the second image and the first bullet is the most important thing. So again, you need to tell people why your product is better. One way to do that is actually create an infographic. Tell people infographic can actually produce lots of information quickly. So, and does your listing help customer by teaching them ins and outs on the market so they can make the right purchase decision? Okay, let me give you an example here. Have you ever gone to the store? I was buying last year, and when I was going to the store, the guy said that, you know what, you need to watch this thing. This is old technology. You want this QLED technology, or you want that technology, and this has a new version of this, and this is a new version of that. On the market, the problem with TVs is this problem, and that problem. And you know what? After I left this guy, I was like, holy shit, I know how I choose my TV, right? I should avoid this problem, this problem, this problem, and I should look for that feature, and that feature, because these are new features, right? And so imagine if you can do that to the customer. You can give customer information which will make them go like, oh, really? Oh, oh, I need to avoid this. I need to avoid that. I need to avoid this. Oh, and this is important, and that is important, and that is important, right? So basically, you make customer information dependent. And if you tell them that, okay, we don't have these problems, we have those good features, what happens? If they go to the next listing, and on the next listing, the guy is not telling anything about these problems, well, they won't come back to you because you are already made them information dependent. Product launch. Let's speak about product launch. So like I said, the goal of this right now that I'm speaking to you is to understand the big picture, right? So we went from finding a product, shipping the product, we went to the preparation stage when we made the listing, right? And now the listing is made, we have 5 reviews, right? Imagine you have a listing on Amazon, you have 5 reviews, nobody sees the product, nobody knows the product, and now we need to do the product launch. So, end result of the product launch is that you have at least 20 clicks and or 3 sales on 5 main keyword phrases. I know it sounds like rocket science right now for some people, but you know what it means? Let me tell you the purpose of the product launch. Purpose of the product launch is to buy information. I always tell, like, you can correlate product launch like testing your car, testing your race car. Basically, you're going now to the race. And now the product launch means that you're buying advertisement information from the market, and this information will give you understanding, are you attractive or are you not? It's like if you have a race car, then the product launch means that you're going to drive now a few miles, and then you validate, okay, my car is good or my car is bad, right? So that's the point of the product launch. You need to get at least 3 sales or at least 20 clicks on your 5 main keyword phrases. And how we're going to do that is simple. We're going to do that with Amazon Ads. And let me explain you some questions and why. First of all, we can do the product launch when our listing is complete, right? And we have reviews. And your most relevant root keyword phrases and their long tails. Let's say you sell Bluetooth speaker, and now you want to know all these long tails, waterproof Bluetooth speaker for men, Bluetooth speaker for portable. You need to know all these keyword phrases, and they have to be on your listing, right? Covering that, do you know how much you can spend on ads? That's where most of the people make mistakes. They just start ads, like basically, let me go backwards. So product launch means that you have this race car ready now, right? You want to make sales, right? You have this race car, you want to go to the race, right? But you don't want to really put all the bucks and all the money in. You just want to test the car first. So remember, product launch is not selling. Product launch is understanding, is your listing attractive or not attractive? Because when you really want to boost up the sales in ranking stage, you need money. You need to dump money into the product in order to get a page. If you don't know how much you can spend on ads when you launch your product, then it might be that you're spending yourself thin and nothing happens. And normal problem, what people do in this stage is that they start ads on many keywords, on lots of keywords. You get on every keyword, you get few impressions, maybe 1 click or 2 clicks, and you're done. Your money is gone. Nothing happened. And you know what the problem with this is? That if you get just few clicks and few purchases on many keywords, you are not able to validate, is your product listing well done? Is your product listing actually attractive or not? And that's the main thing. So instead of just spreading yourself thin on all the ads, you should start ads on, let's say, 5 keywords and dump money on them only and get at least 20 clicks or 3 sales on these keywords. And then you understand, is your product actually good or not? Don't worry, guys. We're going to cover this actually later in a few other weeks, more depth. But anyway, that's the theory. Do you know how many keywords you can start advertising? Again, how much money you have? And are you advertising on the top of the search only? You know, on Amazon, you can advertise on many different places, right? But when you launch your product, you need to advertise on top of the search only. And this is important. Otherwise, you get this false information which is not able to give you understanding, is your product good or not? Because top of the search means that you are seen on top of the first page where you want to rank organically. And so if you advertise on product pages or some other places, you are not getting relevant information. Is your product relevant on that keyword or not? So the next stage, when product launch is done, right? You get your 20 clicks or 2 or 3 sales on 5 main keyword phrases. Now you go to optimization. And basically what optimization means that if you have this race car, right, your product, it's on Amazon, right? You did the launch, you did few miles, and now you want to validate your launch car. You want to validate your car, right? You want to know how good the car is because you want to go to the race, right? And race is expensive. So now optimization stage basically means that you're going to tweak your car. You're going to make your car better on these areas. And now you're ready to rumble. You're ready to really go to rankings, right? So in the optimization stage, we want these numbers. And I know it's a little bit advanced, maybe for a lot of people, but anyway, I can explain it later. We're going to go through this later in some other weeks. I don't know, week number 3, I guess. But anyway, the point here is that you have to, an advertisement report on these particular keywords where you advertise on a launch, you need to get good click-through rate and good conversion rate. I'm not going to stop what these click-through rates, conversion rates means. That's why I call this training like advanced pro training. So you guys who are already selling on Amazon know that. If you don't know that, don't worry. We can cover this in later. Click-through conversion rate is a sales score. So questions for optimization, you guys. If you have a product on Amazon, do you know how to read search the report? If you don't know, make sure you know. That's the best and foremost, most important report you need to read. Second question, do you know how to measure your listing attractiveness? And this is the click-through rate, the CTR you see on top here, right? You need to understand how to measure how attractive your product is compared to others, right? So that's why you did the launch, right? You had the car, you made few miles, and now you understand that. And so now you need to ask yourself a question. Do you need to improve traffic? That's another, by the way, that's another problem that most of the people are doing. They don't understand, do you need to improve your traffic or do you need to improve your conversion? And lots of people, and of course, I'm guilty of that as well, they're not making sales. Okay, let's imagine you're not making sales. So and now you're thinking like, what should I do? I should make better images, right? So I'm going to make a better images. Or maybe I'm tweaking some bullet points. Maybe, I don't know, like have to do some changing some price or something. But you need to ask yourself, do you need to improve traffic or do you need to improve conversion? Because these are completely different things. And for the traffic, for example, you need to get more reviews, maybe better reviews. Maybe you tweak your headline, the first 5 words. You need to make sure your image is attractive. And of course, in the ads, you need to know which are really good keywords for you. And often, don't hunt for big keywords, like men's shoes. It's too broad and it's too big. You want to start with long tail keywords and organically rank there first, right? Or do you need to improve a conversion? A lot of people don't make difference. Again, conversion means that you're trying to improve your listing so you have already lots of visitors. And now you want to improve conversion, right? You need people to buy more. You don't need visitors more. You need to purchases. You need to customers, right? Or do you need to improve both? All right. Next question. Do you know which keyword phrases you should optimize? Again, Amazon is a search engine. It's not store. Every keyword phrase is a sales channel. You can sell the same product on completely different people on completely different keywords. Different people use different keywords. Let's say women are using different keywords to find their stuff than men, right? And so if your product, you can actually categorize your product sometimes differently. You can maybe categorize to who you sell differently, or to why this product is good, or in what occasions this product is good. So you need to position your product sometimes differently if it doesn't sell. Let me try to give you an example here. Let's say you sell Bluetooth speaker, right? Maybe it doesn't sell as a Bluetooth speaker. Maybe you need to position your product that this Bluetooth speaker is meant for women who do running. And that's why, because it fits really well to their pocket or something. I don't know, like basically something like this, right? And now you have completely different positioning for your product. So think about this. That's why you need to know in preparation stage. Remember, I ask you, do you know who is buying a product, why they buy a product, and what's the occasions, why are they using the product? So if you know that, and by the way, you can easily read them, these things from customers' reviews from other products, then it's so easy to position your product. Sometimes people think that my product doesn't sell. You know what? And then ask you, do you have a traffic problem or conversion problem? I don't know. Well, you know what? That's where we need to start. Do you know what do you need to optimize? Do you need to optimize main image, bullets, price, reviews, headline? What is needed to optimize? Professional sellers know that, and I can teach you also how. We're going to go to this specific depth later in a few weeks. Like I said, the point of this right now is that I'm speaking about big picture and big mistakes that Amazon sellers are doing when they do optimization. Okay, optimization is done. You see on the top corner here, we had preparation where we made our listing, then we did a launch, when we gathered information from the ads, and we did optimization. And now questions to you about rankings. You know, when we started rankings, then 2014, it was this way that I bought some random scale from Alibaba. It's literally like, I went to Alibaba, I see the luggage scale. I asked this guy, hey, do you have 300 units? Can you send it to Amazon? Yes, you have. How much does it cost? $375. I was checking Amazon price was $15, right? And so I said, okay, I can make $5 to $6 profits. All right, so sure, send it to Amazon. $375, it was shipping, the shipping cost. And then I just bought 300 units. We gave away with Facebook ads. It was like, buy this product with $1. And we sent people to Amazon to buy this product with $1 on that keyword. And boom, I was on the first page. And making it was like $6,000 to $7,000 per month, with this product. It was literally so easy. Now it becomes more difficult. But it's actually still really easy, and we are doing this all the time. And the question to you is do you know on which keyword phrase you should actually rank your product if you have a product on Amazon? That's the first question. And by the way, end result for ranking is that you conquered keyword phrase. You have taken your product to the top 5 on the first page on your chosen keyword phrase. And you know what? If you have a shitty listing, if you have bad listing, in the launch and optimization, you skipped launch and you skipped optimization, and you just start dumping money on ranking and giveaway, then what happens is that you will lose money. The thing is that professional Amazon sellers, they know the big picture, right? And they don't skip steps. It's like with the training, with the bodybuilding or with the whatever training. You want to have a sexy body, you know what? Going to the gym and do a few exercises 15 minutes a day, it ain't gonna happen. So what you need to do is you need to sleep properly, eat properly, and exercise properly. And you need to do it consistently enough in order to get somewhere, right? So that's what Amazon business is. Amazon business is doing things in correct way, in correct order to get specific result. And I have that. I have this whole formula, and that's why I'm telling you. So first is preparation, then is launch, then is optimization, then is ranking, right? And you don't do ranking before you have done launch and optimization. You don't do it. You waste your money. And so do you know how to rank your products? It amazes me how many people actually don't do anything about rankings. And then they have this system, launch the product, they did preparation, maybe they started Amazon ads, and I think they call it a launch. And you know what? And then they're waiting. They're waiting that the product will take off. They're waiting that the product will start making money. Wrong. Anyway, so don't skip steps. You need to do launch properly. You need to do optimization properly, and then you rank, right? Okay. Don't skip steps. Are you ranking and ranking are you doing the rankings constantly? If you want to succeed on Amazon, you better start doing rankings. You ain't gonna do it. I mean, I know guys who actually have done without rankings amazing sales, and you know what? If you have really supreme product, if you have really, really good product, if your product really stands out from the crowd, you can actually do miracles even without ranking. It's not a problem. But in most of the cases, ranking is needed. You need to give it a little boost as quickly as possible, and especially on those long tail keywords, because you want to get your organic sales coming in. The worst thing that can happen is that you push a product on Amazon and then nothing happens, right? And you can't get stuck on this optimization because you lose motivation. You need to make money. So ranking is something that boosts. The last one I call is a workflow. And this is, again, a lot of people doing random things on Amazon. If you do random things, it's the same thing like if you want a sexy body and just do random things in the gym, you know what happens? Nothing, right? So same thing. Do you have well-optimized recurring actions in your life that drive smart decision-making and action? Let me give an example. So are you tracking your product KPIs weekly? Are you writing down every week how much sessions you have, how much conversions you have, on which keywords you are making sales, And are you tracking rankings on these keywords? Simple, right? And the thing is that if you're not tracking these keywords and you're not tracking information on your product, if you don't track weekly basis information, then you might end up by not knowing why your product is not selling or where it's selling or what's going on. It's like having a car with no dashboard. You don't know how much gas you have. You don't know how much you're going. You don't know what's going on. You don't know anything. So basically, if you're not tracking your product numbers on a weekly basis, it's like driving with a car that has no dashboard. So start doing it and start tracking 5 keywords weekly on spreadsheets to increase rankings on them. So we start thinking about how these keywords work for me and trying to increase rankings. All right. Anyway, the point and the win of this, what I explained you, the win here, all these questions, it's basically if you're starting Amazon or if you're selling on Amazon, you need to ask yourself these questions. If you you see there's a box here. If you cannot check this question off, you better start doing it because it's needed. I only bring out the things and questions which are extremely important. Okay. All right. So next topic this week, we covered the big picture of product success. So this is what we covered this moment. So now the second topic, how to keep yourself motivated. And you know what? It's not an easy business when you start it out, but let me tell you something. Amazon business is a skill. I would say most of the Amazon success comes from skill. Amazon has tricky problems and regulations and certifications and all this stuff that can make you puke. But let me tell you something. If you don't start to sell first and worry later, then you'll never start selling. A lot of people are obsessed about taxes immediately, obsessed about certifications, obsessed about everything. They don't know does my product need certifications or not. You know what? Send 10 units to Amazon, you will see. Doesn't cost you much. Maybe send 2 units to Amazon. Sell 2 units. You will see, do you need any certifications or not? Do you need to see if somebody will ask you something or not? Super easy. Just start to sell something, right? Let's speak about the mindset. And you know what? I believe that if your mindset is not good, you're not going to get far anyway. Because you know what? Success is not an accident. I like this quote. Success is not an accident. It's a choice. And you have to choose it, right? So what does it mean? Your mindset and beliefs and thoughts, they all say like, oh, that's difficult. That's, don't play it safe. Don't start. I mean, come on, choose the product. Try to get good product on Amazon. I mean, do you know that lots of people, I think that probably over 60% of people fail on Amazon because they can't even choose the product. You know what? And I had the same thing. I was choosing like crazy. Like 3 months I was spending time on choosing the product. And you know what? Then I was so sick. Then I go to Alibaba and ask this first guy, like I was like literally browsing in 5 minutes. There was luggage scale. Okay, let me try this luggage scale. So do you have this? How much does it cost? I would check Amazon. I can make $5 profit. Ship it there. Let's see what happens. And you know what? Your first objective, if you do Amazon sales, I always tell it, your first thing you need to get is a first sale. Nobody asking you to send their 5,000 units. Nobody asks you to send their even 50 units. You can send their 2 units and make a sale. The point here is that you need to see that the thing works, right? If you don't understand that, if you don't get this feeling that, oh, holy God, I made just a sale on Amazon. I just made a sale on Amazon. Then you know what? You're going to talk out of yourself out of this set. And so your mindset always holds you back, and your actions and consistency will take you to results. And so success is literally a choice. It's a conscious daily disciplined thought and disciplined action. So how do you do that, right? So if the disciplined thought and disciplined action is fueled by direction, then direction is really important, right? So direction is actually more important than speed. Like many people are going nowhere fast, right? So let me give you an example why having a good direction in your life is important for you to succeed. What happens if some people lose their jobs? Suddenly they can, oh my God, they can use Microsoft Word. They can actually complete the CV. Next thing, they can actually call to the stranger and ask, do you have any work for me? Suddenly people, like if they are in a situation where it's difficult to be, they need to change the direction, they need to get a job. Suddenly people become really effective, right? So because they have this direction that they need to solve, the problem that they need to solve, they have the pain, right? So think about this. What is the direction you are taking? Because if you don't make yourself direction, you might be that you not ever make anything. So success is a choice. I have this formula here. I like to use it. Let me lay it out for you. So success formula here. If you have the pain, desire, like I had the pain to continue my life in my previous work, so I went all in and started Amazon business, right? You have a belief, hunger, discipline, take responsibility, then you create your dream. You create this better future. And for me, it was like I wanted to live with a laptop, I wanted to travel, I wanted to live wherever I want, and I want to work from my laptop, right? That's what my dream, right? That I was sick of living in this place where I was, and then I had this shitty job. From there, from my dream, you create your 90-day goals. So your 90-day goals, you create your weekly goals. For weekly goals, you start executing every day your weekly goals, right? And from there, every week, you're going to look backwards and do retrospective and review your results. And then you go back, reinforce your dream. So that's my model, what I'm doing like every day, every week, and every quarter. I have my big goals, I have my 90-day goals, I have my weekly goals, and I'm executing them every single day. Let's speak about this my dream stuff here for a second, right? I recommend you to use this document and fill it out with your wife, with your spouse, with your man, and then you will see a miracle that can happen. It's amazing, you know? And so we have these 3 different areas. We have routines, relationships, and my life and wealth, right? And we have 3 different objectives. What's the ideal end result? Can you see the Google document? So basically, let me give an example. And by the way, I'm sharing this document to you guys, so please do it. I mean, you can't imagine how powerful this is. So anyway, I have this problem where I was focusing on my life and wealth at the beginning, and I was just doing crazy work here. And what happened is my relationship went broke, and my routines were bad, and everything that happened. And basically, this is like for balance, right? So think about your ideal end result in your life, right? For example, I'm meditating daily, I'm learning weekly, I'm working out regularly, right? So this is my ideal me in the future, right? So then think about 90-day goals. For instance, if I'm meditating daily, I want to do, in the next 90 days, I want to have done 30 meditations. I set myself 90-day goal, right? If I want to learn weekly, I find I have completed my first course, right? If I want to work out regularly, I have visited the gym for 30 times. I can set this goal, right? And so let's break them more down. I have 30 meditations, so now I have downloaded meditation app, This Week Action. I've completed my first training course. I have found my next training course this week. And now I have visited the gym for 30 times. I have found gym next to where I live, right? So basically you chop it up, things like this. And what is more important here, this is even more important thing, what you need to stop doing. You know, if you have routines that are really sucky, maybe you just wasting your time watching Netflix every day, maybe you should write there, I've stopped doing Netflix or just drinking beer in the evenings, right? Or maybe I need to stop sleeping late, eating junk food. You cannot imagine what happens to your life if you write down this stop doing things and you just literally stop doing them. You can't imagine what can happen to your life. It's crazy. Believe me, I tried. So relationships, you know, I told you, like, after I was really obsessed with this Amazon business for years, literally I got divorced. I was done. My whole relationship was done, right? Now, basically, if you write there, like, what you want, my wife is happy having me, she tells me I love you, blah, blah, blah. And then for 90-day goals, I'm taking her dinner at least 2 times per month or 2 times per week or whatever. You can write there, right? And then next actions, maybe like I find a dancing class that she likes. So, you know, basically you need to stop thinking about these things. Like, what do you need to stop doing, for example, when you have about relationships, right? Maybe you need to stop hanging out with some people and some other people who are taking time away from your family, right? Maybe you should stop crying that she's busy all the time, right? What are the things you stop doing in order for your relationship to be good, in good shape? Because you know what? If your relationship sucks, you promise it's going to be hard time to do wealth and money. I promise, it's true. All right, so now my life and wealth. And I spend at the beginning most of my time here. I spend most of my time, okay, I want to earn so much money, I want to travel, I want to be free with my laptop, you know, and next thing I know, my wife left me and, you know, my routines were sucky ass. Basically, you need to also have these life wealth goals, and these are ideal you. You can just write them down like this, and let's say you have travel time and spend you can spend $500 per accommodation without any problems, right? And now next goal is like my business has a high level strategic plan and blah, blah, blah. Basically, you can chop it up like this and not just stop. Okay, so let's summarize what we learned today. I went through pretty quickly, but anyway, you know, the wins you get probably for this call is that you know different product stages and saw the big picture of Amazon success. You know ins and outs on every stage. We have this checklist in form of questions. Are you doing this on every stage? If you have use these questions to understand your product better and your situation better, because you know what? Questions always drive better decision making. I can tell you what you need to do, but if I'm asking you a question, then it's better actually. You know the end result of different product stages. We went that through as well. You know, in the launch stage, at the end of the launch stage, you need to have at least 2 or 3 sales or 20 clicks on 5 keyword phrases, right? You need to know that stuff. Otherwise, you're wasting your money on ads and you don't go optimization stage and you go to the ranking stage, right? You learned about mindset and how important it is to clarify your goals and direction. Routines, relationships, life, and wealth. Establish the next 90-day goals and next actions for the week, and you can start writing down what you need to stop doing to succeed. The stop doing is actually even more important than maybe start with this, right? And next week, we're going to speak about how to research and gain competitive advantage to your product on Amazon. Even if you don't have a product, this is the first thing you have to do. Let's say you have a product idea. You need to do this research to understand how you're going to enter the market, how you're going to position yourself, how you're going to make a supreme product, how you understand the customer, understand the ins and outs, quality issues, instruction issues, usability issues. You understand who's buying your product, why they are buying your product, and you will create this competitive advantage already before you have the product. So if you don't do that before you even start the product, you will lose. So that's why it's on the week 2. It's most important piece of the puzzle every Amazon seller needs to learn. So this is going to be the next Thursday. All right.